What is going on? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Once again, I ain't fishing no Michigan pond or lake. It's been quite different lately. It's been crazy. Was just fishing the Caribbean, down in the US Virgin Islands. Now I'm in Florida on vacation with my family. So if you've been watching the videos, it's been Caribbean fishing, and now we're in Florida. Something a little bit special about this morning. This is the first time I will be able to actually explore and fish some freshwater. We're in a gated community that some of my family members live in. So I think this is a really good starting opportunity, you know? We're not really completely in the wild, but there's a lot of nature around us, a lot of new environment to explore, and we got some nice good old-fashioned retention ponds. So the game plan, snoop around with the ultralight setup a little bit. We're just gonna throw pretty much what I'd throw for panfish in ponds in Michigan and see what they do here. They should do pretty good for us, but let's test that theory and get to work. I don't doubt we're gonna hook into some, bluegill, bass, familiar fish, but they're gonna be in an unfamiliar place and pretty much a different environment. They don't get winters around here. These ponds, the lakes don't freeze over. So we have potential to get on some bigger fish, as well as, some new fish too, because we're fishing in a part of the world where, because everything doesn't freeze over, a lot of exotic fish can survive and reproduce in these random ponds and stuff like that. This lack of panfish relentlessly tail biting my lure perturbs me. It seems like they're sticking pretty shallow. That's one. That seems like a bigger fish. I don't think he realizes what's going on here unless my drag's just really loose on this fish. Oh yeah, that is a bigger fish. And there's another one chasing him. Which is weird, those little pond bass about this size, which aren't incredibly little on a rod like this, have a tendency to school up a little bit, and you'll have others chase the hooked one. So if you're fishing with buddies, especially with ultralight, have them cast in there. All right, that is my first ever Florida bass right there. That is pretty cool. I can't tell too many differences right off the bat, but I do know that Florida bass are generally a little bit darker, a little bit slankier, which I can see a little bit going on in this guy. Like, his whole dorsal side is all like jet black on camera. We have bad lighting as well, but a nice little bass right there. Always fun on a rod like this. Ah, yes. Bluegill. More interested in the place where the line meets the water than whatever is on the end of your line. Oh man. Let's hope he runs out a little bit. Right now he's just taking me down the weed line. Come on, son. He's got us in quite a spot of bother while we're out. Probably gonna be no shortage of this. Like, oh yeah, something came up and tapped it. That's a new fish right there. Mayan cichlid, baby. Pretty one. But like, he might as well be one of those freaking 10 to 12 inch. What am I trying to think of right here? Pumpkin seed sunfish, yeah. Just ripping like that. All right, that is a Mayan cichlid right there. Not a native, but a super cool fish, and quite common one I've heard down in these parts. That's definitely a mature Mayan cichlid, but they get bigger than that, so we'll have our hands full if we start hooking anything bigger than that. He fought harder than bass we hooked, and I'm not surprised. What in tarnation is going on over there? Well, that was cool. We've already caught a new species, and it's our second fish of the day. Fishing's been a tad bit slow, but am I complaining? Heck nah. Fishing a new spot. Everything's cool, everything's new. We're chilling out here. Oh, bluegill. Stay on, my guy. All right, that's my first Florida bluegill right there. I gotta say, they do look quite different. Really pretty and unique, I suppose, for someone who does not fish freshwater in Florida very often. There you go, buddy. Yeah, that bass was pretty much by himself. I tend to find bass make feeding decisions a bit more carefully when they're by themselves versus when they're around other bass. When they're around other fish, they have to act, you know, if they're gonna get their food. Otherwise the other fish is gonna eat it. Generally when you're fishing ponds, generally means you can get a bite when you throw into a school, because they're all going after it. All right, well, we're now over at the next pond. Definitely a bit bigger. And maybe it's just the fact that the light isn't really blaring down on the side, but it looks a tiny bit more settled, a little bit more clear as well. There's so much small forage hanging out close to shore, which I would suspect are probably some sort of mosquito fish or gambusia. We are matching the hatch tremendously well, I must say. Starting to realize a few things standing here, fiddling around with my batteries. I didn't charge as many batteries as I would have hoped to. The camera is overheating, and the mosquitoes are pretty bad here. I'm just standing in the shade. They're consuming me, and I do not like it. That's good. We got sun and breeze on my legs. Some of the best mosquito repellent known to man. Cormorant over there, doing honest work. He's fishing too. Those are Mayan cichlids right there. I don't know if they're spawning or what, but I'm going to try to make a cast on them. Got him. Yeah, those things pull quite a bit harder than your average bluegill. I would say so. Definitely prettier than your average bluegill, I would say. I'd say there's a little bit more depth to the food chain in here, or the food web. There's some bigger fish in here, and there's some tremendously smaller fish than the pond I'm used to, which is pretty cool. Making for an interesting body of water to fish. Another little chunky bass right there. Can't go wrong. Oh, that's actually a big bluegill, right? Yes. Yes, sir. That's actually a nice bluegill right there. Yes, sir. Look at that beautiful thing right there. Look at the fins on that thing, man. Like, that's not typical for your Michigan bluegill, you know? And of course, he just absolutely took that thing down. Okay, time for me to get a picture. Okay, never mind. We can just catch another one, I'm sure. There's a huge school right here. Well, a decently sized school. Oh my gosh, he came up sideways on that thing. I've never seen that before. Another one of those really awesome bluegill. I've never seen that. That is crazy. Like, my man straight up came in sideways. That's a really cool looking bluegill. Like, just the face on that thing and just the details on its body are just way different than the bluegill I'm used to. And the way he hit it, that was just weird, man. That was weird, dude. Never had a bluegill come up, turn himself flat, and slurp down a jig. There he is. Little Mayan. Little Mayan. There he is. Whoa, okay. Mental. There's our little Mayan right there. Whoa, okay. My brother. Get him free. I think we'll move back to the pond we started with, especially now that it's a little bit lighter and we can see a few more things. And then we'll kind of wrap it up there. Lot of lizards. A lot of anoles, to be specific. I'm sure there's skinks and stuff too. Pretty neat. I like seeing those things. Now what? Is that a bass? Oh, it is a bass and he just chowed. Oh, yes, sir. Get sight casted, my brother. Okay. There's our second sizable Florida bass right there. Get some better light on him. Just a dark, patternless little Florida bass right there. All right, thanks for playing, bud. Well, I would say that is a pretty good introduction to fishing some freshwater down in Florida. Pretty cool. I'd say we did all right for our first time doing this. We saw some cool stuff. Definitely got a little bit more of a feel is what we're working with. But I gotta go get some brekkie. I hope you guys enjoyed, I really do. Please remember to stay tuned because I'm here all week. I'm gonna be shooting tons of videos, so get ready for some other ones. They're gonna be fun. This should be a good time, doing some saltwater fishing from different places. I don't know exactly what's around here yet, but it should be pretty nice. So stick around. But once again, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Later. It is Saturday. Don't know why I just said that. It's true. It is a bit random right now. I feel like I could have started with that. But instead, I just said it.